modify this machine to roast their own coffee. And out of this now you can develop a very nice business idea which is not on the market but which could be a very profitable niche. So this company is now thinking about really selling proper home roasting machines. We can sell you green coffee, we can sell you flavors, so it adds up to a nice business model. Not invented by the company but just copied from some people. And so you see these people are no normal customers. They are really extreme customers. But the interesting point is now once what you get out of this, then you still need traditional market research to test if this as idea something where there's a market. Are these lead users or are these freaks? Okay, so ethnography is really offering a lot of things and it's not so difficult. You only need some people that are trained in internet research. The larger problem, however, is that some of these communities, there are so many comments that it's like finding a needle in the haystack to really find the innovative elements. But there are now some nice computer scientists, as in about 1 or 2 years, I would say 1 year, we have commercial algorithms. So you send a robot to such a site, and out of 50,000 postings, they identify the 1,000 that we should give a look up. And there's a second company, Dialego, where I'm on the board, and I think they at the moment have the best algorithm for that. And it's really getting much cheaper and easier to analyze all these input, but you also can do it traditionally. Okay, so now moving to customer co-creation. And I used the word a lot, but I didn't define it. So customer co-creation for me is an active, creative and social process which is initiated by a company to really tap into this knowledge of users and external experts. And so that's the difference with ethnography. It's not really a collaboration, you're just observing people. So co-creation is involving people and really collaborating between them in an open way. And to show it in this picture, perhaps traditionally in market research, you have a client, you hire an agency, and it's a one-to-one relationship. In co-creation, it's really a mixture. You may have a facilitator, an agency, but users are talking to themselves, users are talking to the companies, so it's really much more collaborative environment. And of course, the objective is, if you talk about innovation, we can do co-creation for many things. But if we talk about innovation, we want to co-create with people with lead user characteristics. Exactly these people that would go to Quirky. It's people that have a lead user idea, but don't have the effort, motivation, or money to turn their idea into a product and become an own event. And this is really the idea. So it's really from our perspective, and I'm really looking forward to see how Marcel sees it, as there are different interpretations of the terms, and nothing is correct or wrong. But for us, it's really, we don't want to co-create with everyone, but we want to co-create with people that have this lead user insights, and those are the ones that will help us really for radical product innovation. And so you can do a co-creation along the entire innovation cycle. So you can start with an ethnography as customer insight, but as I said, it's not really an interaction, it's observing people. Then you have the lead user method. It's a traditional method, I don't go into it, it's very well documented on the internet, to work in a workshop kind of setting with these lead users. And what I will go explain as ideation with idea contests, a little bit on toolkits, and you also, of course, can co-create in the testing stage for marketing communication. A lot of co-creation is taking place in after sales. So the IT company is entirely outsourced, the help desk and all those things to the users since quite a long time. So it's also a kind of co-creation. Probably the number one method are idea contests, which are now taking place. So an idea contest, it's an internet setup, and it's like a platform where, how we see it, to a dedicated topic, people are invited to submit ideas. And we did another one with a coffee company, so I was No, I don't have the coffee example, but there's another consumer good company here, I will show you in a second. So it's important, it's an open channel, but it's not a complaint line. So it's really a campaign. 6 weeks, a dedicated challenge, and then there's a contest. So people really compete with each other, and that should steer motivation. So this is a quite nice example. Nowadays, probably the next car you will buy will have something like an app store. So all the big companies are now heavily investing in apps and in kind of platforms. Some integrate iTunes, others have different. And this was a project from 2 years ago when Volkswagen was going to enter this market, but at Volkswagen they have no idea at all about apps. They know a lot about motors and cars and chassis and perhaps navigation systems, but they know nothing about apps. And so they said, okay, we do a contest at my right, and invited everyone to submit ideas for apps that are specifically useful if you have it on the car screen, not on the iPhone in the car. And everyone could participate, and you really should upload small programs or mock-up of programs. And really quite some people participated, 528 minutes, they got about 100 working apps and so on. So it was for them a very cheap and broad way to really tap into the crowd to see what are people thinking about if they talk about apps. This is an example I know a little bit better. I was involved in this one. So this is of Swirl. Swirl is a German consumer brand, and they make household cleaning items and vacuum cleaner bags and garbage bags like Toppets. I don't know what's the brand here. And so they did a contest, and they called it the Smell Fighters. So the challenge was, we want ideas to prevent bad smell in the household. When I heard about it, I said, such a stupid idea. It's a negative topic, who will contribute? Well, it turned out quite a lot of people. And you were not allowed to submit perfume, so you had to really to submit prototypes or ideas for people to kill the smell, not to overtune it. And so it was on the website, you could upload your ideas, and then all these websites, it's not a closed box, it's collaboration among people, so it's like a wiki system. Someone submits an idea, others comment on it, they versionate it, and ideas are getting better and better. So these are some of the ideas we got. And this was a winning idea, so you can't see it here. It is a shoe. What is a shoe spanner? Of the Germans in English. It's the wooden thing or the plastic thing you put in the shoe to keep it in space, in shape. You know that? Okay. So and the problem here was your stinking sneakers. As you know, sport shoes often start to stink because of bacteria from this. So they said we have a plastic shoe spanner, and in this we put a small tablet, and the tablet is killing the bacteria. So it's like a razor blade model. We give away this plastic thing very cheaply, and you continuously buy the tablet. Nice idea for a real problem that many people have. And as this company was doing vacuum cleaner bags, it was very logical for them with such a reselling thing. And about, I don't know if I have it here now, they got about 250 of really concrete ideas. And who are submitting these ideas? So, when would you submit an idea, and how you find people that will submit an idea for stinking, for preventing bad smell? If you would ask your customers, well, that's probably not. So 50% of the people that participate are industrial designers, like you. So professionals, people that studied this to do this for a profession. Why are they contributing? Any idea? Well, as not everyone is so lucky like you to get a job in a big company, but a lot of industrial designers are independent, young, and so on. And for them, it's a big chance to get in contact with a big brand. And actually, it turned out that if you study industrial design in school, in university, you make about 50 or plus inventions and concepts anyway. So you have it for free. In your drawer is full of household items. You just submit it again. Your cost is very low. But then you also had some really desperate housewives, perhaps with very stinking husbands, and they really came up with an idea. And how you get the desperate husband, the desperate partner. How you get the desperate housewife. If you make TV advertising, the best is Google AdWords. So normally what we buy Google AdWords. And so if someone is Googling for the problem, you know, like stinking sneakers, as these are people that already have a problem, they get the invitation to the contest. So we really, and this is most of the things where it's not, the website is not so difficult, but it's really, you need quite some skills to reach these people. There are very few out there that they get over the course of 6 weeks when the contest is over, the invitation to this. This was another project for Hypo Vereinsbank, a big and Unicredit, so a big Italian bank with a German branch. And they did such a contest with their employees. So they did a contest, they invited 6,000 of their sales associates, which are all in the retail banks, and the idea was, if I would be my client. And so they said, it's not some marketing people or some, you know, product developers in the headquarters, but we should say 6,000 employees should participate in creating new banking services, auxiliary services. They could submit everything to enhance customer satisfaction. And more than 2,800 participated. Out of 6,000 potential, 2,800 participated. So it's really quite a lot. And yeah. So, and what we know now, there are many companies, so this is one of these sites, how they look like. There's a dominant size, these sites more or less look all the same. There are about 100 agencies in the world, at least, that say we are doing co-creation, and many sell software. And the software, and this is a problem for this company Hive, we used to charge 80 to 100,000 euros per project. Now, a better software you get as a web service from the US for less than $1,000. So, where we used to charge 100,000 euros, now you get exactly the same platform for $1,000. As there are people that do it exactly what is your with web services. But the thing is, while we are still confident with Hive that we are not out of business, it's much more than software. So it's really, you have to know how to prepare, how to ask the right question, how to set the right incentives. You have to really know how to find these people. If you just put it on your website, you probably don't get good people. If you recruit people, well, you miss people as then you think who should participate, but you never will get the lead users. And of course, you have to manage participation, you have to manage IP, you have to evaluate also how to evaluate these ideas, pick the right winners. It's not so simple. You have to extract the ideas, you have to recognize them. So it's really a much larger set of capabilities. We were talking a lot about capabilities for mass customization yesterday. And so with other students, in the larger stream of my research, we are now talking about these capabilities of governance structures for co-creation, where we also find that really companies that do it successfully need a different set of capabilities. And of course, here's also the match to social media, and you can see it in the handout. Of course, also we can use now social media to really enhance participation, collaboration, and the success of these things. So, in general, these idea contests are great. And they're really getting cheap. And you can do it for everything. You can do it in your neighborhood street. You know, if with 100 neighbors you want to decorate your street, well, just do an idea contest. It's possible. We can do an idea contest here with these people to improve the conference. Very cheaply, easily possible. However, the problem is the more successful they get, and the more ideas you get, the difficult it is to, again, pick the right idea. It's somehow, you also have to really get people still to participate in it. And it has to be part of your strategy, as otherwise you miss the most important success factor. Now coming to the dark side. So what many companies do as a mistake nowadays, they see co-creation. And they think, oh, all these free employees, and they all work for me for nothing. Happy. No. So really, the three things is show respect, show respect, show respect. As what happens if you don't do it is that customers take over. So here's a nice example by Henkel. You know Henkel is one of the largest German consumer brands. And they had an idea contest for Priel. Priel is the #1 dishwasher detergent. And they said, okay, the contest was just for these graphic designers, but they design the package, then everyone can vote, and the best package we bring to supermarkets. Well, when people participated, and they were probably thinking of some layouts like this, like spring. But then there was suddenly some designer, and he submitted a Priel with chicken flavor. So that Priel tastes like chicken. Stupid, of course. But it went viral and it got the most votes on Facebook. And as Henkel said in the terms and conditions, the one thing with the most votes we will bring to market, well, they now had to bring chicken flavored dishwasher detergent. They changed the rules of the games, of course they didn't it, and everyone was crashing about it, they were cheating, and it was elected the worst marketing, the largest marketing flop of 2011. So it totally destroyed everything what they want to do, and now everyone in Henkel is very, very afraid about these users, and we just started a larger project to really go back into social co-creation with Henkel and to teach them a little bit. And if you say, but you can do it differently. There was another example that's not really innovation, but Otto, a big catalog. They were just saying, okay, we do it like a model contest, and it's not really. This was the best example I could find. And they said, okay, just submit your picture, and if you are beautiful, you come on top of the catalog. And they were probably targeting people like this, as she was #2 or #1 for many weeks. But then, this kind of again, one of these industrial designers, or it was a computer programmer, said, oh, probably after some beers, they make some fun out of Otto. And everyone liked it, and he became #1. So what Otto then did, they made a professional shooting with him, and indeed put them on the catalog. And of course now they are the hero, and everyone likes Otto. So this is just one of the capabilities in companies. And I have one PhD student, and she just looks into these hacks. And we found in almost every co-creation contest, we have a lot of people that really start to hack these to, it's like graffiti. It's like virtual graffiti. As many of these, especially from the design community, they say these companies are just exploiting people. They are not really sharing the benefits. And so it really it's a little bit more behind it that we have to be fair with people. So we really need to build special capabilities here to co-create. And coming to a closer, but I would say it's really worthwhile to do. As there are so many contributors that really could participate, and so many still untapped resources. It's traditionally, when we talk about co-creation or social media, we talk about young people, young internet people. But in one project we say, no, there's so many more people, and there's people that have much more experience. So we have one project where we say, we want to co-create on the internet with people 70 plus. So our target is 70 plus, only on the internet. As this is a real problem. As this is a big growing market, it's a senior market, very rich market, they have a lot of money, at least in Germany. And traditionally, well, if you are a young designer, so I pick you as an industrial designer, and you want to make a nice computer, let's say for senior citizens, what you do is, you may put a senior simulator. So their senior simulator is huge, and you put it on as a product developer, and then you can feel like old people. So, and of course, it may be good to simulate their, ergonomic, but of course, it will not change the mind and so on. And we said, no, it's not about innovating for them, but let them innovate. And we did it with a cell phone. And so I have to steal your cell phone again. But this is the opposite. Okay, we don't know senior citizen cell phone? No. Okay, you know senior citizen cell phones? How they look like? They are big buttons, big battery. Ah, yes, Cipriano. Okay, thank you. Cipriano. But nobody's even a bigger screen. But like this, no functionality, very boring, very simple to operate, and all seniors are stupid. So we did a contest on the internet to design the best cell phone for senior citizens. We did it with Emporia. You may not know Emporia, they are an Austrian Hong Kong company, and they are the world market leader in this domain. And when they did the contest, Emporia has the same market share as the iPhone in Germany. So it's a big company, it's a big market, same market share as the iPhone. Okay, so we did it. And the cell phone was called Einfacher Telefonieren, so making calling simple. And the agency we did it with, they told us don't discriminate for age. So everyone could contribute. And so we had about 50% young people, like us, and perhaps we contributed, we were thinking of our parents. And the young people, they submitted ideas like medical tracking, you know, heartbeat. We had a grandfather GPS, so grandpa is lost in the city, we could identify him and bring him back. So a lot of logical things. They were good, but they were not really radical, as there has been a lot of research on these medical services and so on. But about 50% were people from the target group. And to reach the target group, we put an invitation into the retirement letters, you know, you get from the government. Or we work with senior clubs to invite them to do it also offline and so on. And from the people from the target group, no one submitted medical tracking, but they had a dating functionality. They had social networking. They only had hedonistic things. They wanted to have nice design features. So actually they wanted something like the iPhone. It was very obviously. They don't wanted a phone like Cipriano. Something like this. So this was one of the winning ideas from a younger guy. It was a really very good emergency system. But then the winning idea was the S phone. And this was the S phone. You can still Google it. It is so cool. You want to have it. It's the best. It's much better than the iPhone. So honestly, this is a big touch screen and it has a slider function. So to put it up, you slide this, so it's much more intuitive to take a call. You can totally program it and so on. It's beautiful. There was really a nice thing. And I was in the award in the jury, and then I Googled this. And you saw already this guy, Lars Hopper, he's one of the younger guys. But then it was not his idea. This was not submitted by old people, but by a community of people calling themselves art workers. And these are people with autism. And people with autism normally are on social welfare. As people with autism, normally they are not able to do a normal job. But they realize there are now all these cooperation contests where they can organize themselves over the internet and they can contribute to these things. And no one knows that they are autists. So therefore, they get a fair chance. As otherwise, you will say, oh, there are people with illness, so probably it's a freaky idea. No, they just can contribute there. And this is what we now think about. Probably old people don't luckily have all autism. But many of them have a little bit. They don't want to work in a traditional environment anymore. So what we are now building with a big government project, a community where you have older people, like a quirky for senior citizens. You have older people submitting ideas for products they really want. But then you really have a lot of old people that have a lot of experience. They may be a retired professor in engineering. And so these people can contribute to really build it, and together with some firm partners. So and I think then co-creation really, and these people we saw it from our contest we did now several others after the cell phone. These people are really motivated for the social exchange. They don't want the money. They want to have something where they can use their experience. And so I would say for co-creation there's so much capacity. You know what this is? 200 billion? It's just the amount of hours watching TV per year in the US. Only in the US. To put it in relation, with 200 billion hours of television, you can build the entire Wikipedia system 2,000 times from the scratch every year. The entire Wikipedia. So for half a promille of the TV consumption, we can build the entire Wikipedia system. So for 1 promille of our TV consumption, we can do a lot of co-creation. So it's not that we have too little time, but we waste much too much time. And so the real question not is really how to monitor it, but how can we build as a company strategies to build this, to get this cognitive surplus. It's a great book by Shirky from New York Stern, who talks about this cognitive surplus. And there's so much overcapacity of people that are clever, but that normally are not integrated. And they may be in a company, this may be the women in the cafeteria, she may have good ideas, but normally we don't incorporate them, her in the innovation process. Or maybe other people in the user domain. So this is co-creation, and I think really after talking many years about mass customization, we can even talk many more years about co-creation. As we now know it works, we are just at the beginning, but it's not really that we would have really strategies and knowledge about companies, how to do it systematically. As most companies, I don't know, Marcel, you probably can share it in your presentation, are just piloting. They are starting to explore it, but very few companies have a practice in that. Okay, so as questions, it is really what could we hand out to others? What can we share?